We'll send out status updates a couple more times this month so you know where you stand. So let's start with the topic today. We'll talk quickly about why it's important. I kind of mentioned it a little bit already. We'll go into the details of the services and trials just as a review. We'll talk about where you can access other resources on all of these things. There are also resources that you can make available to customers to help them understand what's coming on their vehicle. And then Jeremy will go over the all-important enrollment and how to do it via the Toyota app. So why is this important? Well, we know from looking at the usage of the Toyota app that the customers who get enrolled in the app on their phone are much more likely to actively use the services. And that's what we want. We want them to utilize the services, the free services in the trial period, and see the convenience that it offers and continue to use it even after their trial period is over. It creates great customer loyalty when they find a feature they really like the Remote Connect feature on their vehicle. They'll want it on their next car, and hopefully that will be a Toyota as well. Pretty much every Toyota that you deliver as a new vehicle will have connected services standard, and we'll go over which audio head units deliver which services. And again, the customer benefit is the convenience factor and also peace of mind. With services like Safety Connect, the customer really has a sense that the vehicle is looking after them and that they're always connected in case they need help. So let's talk about what connected services are standard or optional by vehicle and by grade. And the best way to confirm this for your customer is to have available the connected services applicability chart. So you can find this very easily on Toyota.com. You have to scroll to the bottom menu, find connected services, and then there'll be an icon called Connected Services by Vehicle that you see in the upper left of this slide. You need to pick the appropriate model year because it has changed from year to year as far as what services were made available on which vehicles. So it might be a good idea just to access all the current model years, at least the past couple, and then print those charts out for your reference. So this is what the chart looks like. You pick the vehicle on the left and also pick which audio multimedia system is on that vehicle. And you'll notice there's certain systems that are standard on certain grades, and then certain systems are optional on certain grades. And then just go across the chart and it'll list the various connected services and tell you if they're standard or not available. It also lists the trial periods up top for your reference, and also the subscription cost as well after the trial periods. So it's a very handy chart that you should have available at your desk for a quick reference. Another way to confirm which connected services are standard on the vehicle you're looking at is to actually use the VIN scan feature on the Engage app. So if you've never used this before, it's very handy not only for connected services, but just for seeing the detailed list of equipment and features on any particular vehicle that you may have at the dealership. So the way you access it, it's very easy now. On the front page of the Engage app, if you just go look at the bottom menu bar, there is a link for VIN scan. So it'll bring up the VIN scan portion. You can hit scan VIN, which allows you to use the camera on your smartphone to just scan the VIN, either on the windshield or the B-pillar, or you can manually enter the VIN and hit OK. There's a ton of information on the VIN scanner. You want to go to the Audio Multimedia tab and look for connected services. So it'll list the connected services for that particular vehicle, and also mention the trial periods as well. So this is a good confirmation, before the customer buys the vehicle, that it comes with these particular connected services. So let's talk about those services and the trial periods. So we generally group the connected services by the audio multimedia system. So the base audio system comes standard with Safety and Wi-Fi Connect. So what that means is essentially every new Toyota that you deliver will have at least these two features, even if it's a base grade vehicle. Now, if it has the Audio Plus radio, which many, many vehicles do, you get the additional services of Remote Connect and Service Connect. So you'll have a total of 4 on an Audio Plus vehicle. And then if you get the premium audio, typically on our limited grades, or you can upgrade to that from a mid-grade, that adds one more connected service, the Destination Assist, and of course it comes with integrated navigation, which is the dynamic navigation type, which is also a connected service. So you get a total of 6. So let's look a little more detail into these connected services and what you get. So the base audio system, again, you'll get the Safety Connect and the Wi-Fi Connect. Within Safety Connect, there are 4 different features: the SOS button, automatic collision notification, stolen vehicle locator, and enhanced roadside assistance. Okay. So when you're explaining Safety Connect, make sure you hit all 4 of those points because they're all great features and they're all standard for 1 year as a complimentary trial. As far as the Wi-Fi goes, this allows you to set up a vehicle Wi-Fi hotspot, and you can connect up to 5 devices. So you get a 3-month or 2 gigabyte trial to use, and after that it's the $8 a month or $80 a year, or depending on what AT&T charges for packages. When you upgrade to the Audio Plus, or if the vehicle comes standard with Audio Plus, you get an additional 2 connected services, the Remote and the Service Connect. Remote Connect, which is the one most customers are very anxious to use and looking forward to using, you get a 1-year trial of Remote Connect, and it comes with 5 different features. Of course, the remote engine start stop, vehicle finder, status alerts, the remote door lock and unlock, and a guest driver feature. So that's 1 year complimentary. Now, vehicles coming equipped with Remote Connect can also be remote started using the key fob, just as we always used to do with our remote start system. So the way it works as far as how long this is functional is it depends on the audio system. So if it's an Audio Plus vehicle, the key fob will work for 3 years, and it's regardless of whether you have the trial or not, or if the trial expired after a year, it'll still work for an additional 2 years. After that, you do need to have a Remote Connect subscription to continue to use the key fob, obviously, as well as the smartphone features. If it's a premium audio system vehicle, that key fob will work for 10 years, free of charge. All right, moving on to Service Connect. Service Connect is available with a 10-year complimentary trial. So the customer does not have to pay for Service Connect. They do have to agree to it in the enrollment process, and Jeremy will go over that a little bit later. So what you get with Service Connect is vehicle maintenance alerts that are sent to your phone via email or SMS, vehicle health reports that you can also get via email on a regular basis, or you can access at any time just to check on the vehicle, and maintenance reminders. So you'll always be reminded when your vehicle needs maintenance. And then with the premium audio system, you do get the Destination Assist Connect, which is like a concierge type service to help you find locations on your map. And of course, the dynamic navigation system, which uses the cloud-based information to give you the latest traffic when you're routing to a destination. All right, let's talk about resources. So there are multiple places where you can get information on connected services, or you can direct your customers. So ToyotaEngage.com is the place where you would go as a sales consultant to get the latest information on connected services. There's a very nice section that's dedicated to connected services, talking about some of the stuff we just mentioned, which audio systems have which vehicles. You can get the chart from that portion of Engage. So please go on, check out what's available, and make sure you know where to find all the information related to connected services. Of course, the Engage app will have a similar section on connected services. It doesn't have quite the same information as the website. The website has a little bit more. So please check both to know what's where. Then, of course, there's a very nice YouTube channel sponsored by headquarters called Toyota USA. There's a very good section on connected services. All you have to do is search connected services in general, Toyota app, remote connect, specific connected services. There'll be a video, a very short couple-minute video on each one of these services. So this is a very good thing to send to your customers. Just send them the link and they'll have the full overview of how these services work, what the benefits are, how to set it up, and how to actually use it. So your customers can be directed to Toyota.com. Again, that section on connected services is very robust, as well as ToyotaOwners.com. Make sure your customers are aware that as a new Toyota owner, they can register at ToyotaOwners.com and have a wealth of knowledge that's available. Like they can have access to the user's manuals online, very easy to search on your laptop. Of course, all of that stuff is also included in the Toyota app, but sometimes people like to look at information on the laptop or computer as opposed to the phone. So just many resources. Make sure you're aware of them. Check them out from time to time because we do update things like the videos and the customer-facing articles that you can print and hand out to your customers when they're purchasing the vehicle. So for the enrollment part, let me hand it over to Jeremy and he'll continue.
All right, thanks, Brian, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So the enrollment part of this is probably the most important, and we do get some questions. There's been several ways to enroll, in fact 4 to be exact, and we want to cut that down really to just one, and that's going to be using the Toyota app. And that's why the market challenge this month, or this actually the first half of the year, is really based on Toyota app registration. It doesn't matter how many cars you sell, as long as you sell 7 per month, you've got to register them all and register them all through the app. That's the main thing. That's how you win the money. So the other 4 ways are going to be the ToyotaOwners.com website, where a customer can self-enroll, the SOS button or the 800 number, which we kind of discourage, and except in a few circumstances. And then I think what we've all used, at least most people have used in the past, is the Dealer Daily portal. Now that is going to go away. Probably next month you will not be able to register customers on the portal or through the Engage website or Engage app anymore. You'll have to go through the app. The only reason to use ToyotaOwners.com would be if the customer does not have a smartphone. Then they can register through the website. Why would I press the SOS button or call the 800 number? The only reason to do that is if a customer does not have an email address. Believe it or not, there are a few out there that may not have an email address, and the only way to register them would be through one of those methods. But if they have an email address or they have a smartphone, do not use the SOS button or the 800 number anymore. There's a lot of videos and on the Toyota USA channel, just like Brian mentioned. One of those is how to use the Toyota app. And then there's another one that goes into more detail on how each feature, like Remote Connect or Service Connect, works, and how the customers can customize and manage their accounts as well. All right, so let me just talk about something we're going to be delivering out to your stores over the next month, and that are some QR code window clings. So these are just a static cling that you can put on windows, not necessarily the car because you want to hang on to them. You're not going to get thousands of them, but you can put them on a window of a delivery area or keep them at your desk, and they're going to have the QR code the customer can just scan with their phone so they can download the Toyota app. Now, of course, you can easily find it on the App Store just by searching Toyota, but if it makes it easier, the customer just takes out their phone, opens the camera app, and scans the QR code, and it'll take them right to the App Store to download either the Apple version if they have an iPhone or the Google Play Store for the Android users. So to register or sign in, now if a customer already has a Connected Services account and they already have another vehicle that's active, they've been using the Connected Services feature, then they already have the app. They don't really even have to sign in because they're already probably signed in if they're using it. But if they have never owned a vehicle, a Toyota vehicle with connected services, then they would have to register initially. And once they download the app, they can just hit the register button on the home screen and then sign up. And all they'll have to do is put in their name, email address, cell phone number, and create a password. And once they hit the sign up button, they'll immediately get an email to that email address with a 6-digit verification code. They just put that verification code in the app, and now they are registered with an account. Next step is just to add the VIN number of the vehicle they purchased, and they can do that by typing it in or using the camera on the phone to scan the VIN and input it that way. Either way works. Sometimes if you use the camera to scan it, depending on the VIN number, the lighting, it may not pick up one of the digits, so just be careful if you do use the camera and you come up with an error or an invalid VIN message, just double check that all 17 characters are correct, and you can do that by simply typing it in then. After you put in the VIN number, it's going to come up with all of the features of that particular vehicle. So at this point, there shouldn't be any question what services the vehicle has. For example, in this one, it's got Service Connect, Safety Connect, Remote Connect, and Destination Assist. So it's pretty much got everything. And you're just going to hit Continue on that screen, and then it's going to bring you to a screen that asks you to agree to the connected services data handling requirements. And this is really just telling the customer that your vehicle is transmitting data right back to the cloud, and they have to agree to that. It's at this point where if a customer does not want connected services activated, for some reason, let's say they just feel that they don't want anyone to know where they're going, what they're doing with their vehicle, then they can hit the no thanks at the top right-hand corner of the screen. When you do this, it deactivates all the connected services permanently. It's not something where they can just go back in a week or two or a month and say, oh, actually I do want it, and turn it back on. The only way to turn it back on, and it's a cumbersome process, you'll be on the phone a long time, but you're going to have to call our hotline, and it is a bit challenging to reactivate it, so make sure they don't do that inadvertently, thinking, oh no, I just don't want my data to be transmitted and I just want everything else to work. Well, if you agree to the data transmission, then things will work. If you don't, then nothing will work. So just be aware of that. Warn the customer before they hit that no thanks button. And then it'll take them to the Service Connect communication. So this just allows us to transmit a message to your dealership service department when their vehicle needs service or maintenance. And they just hit I agree to that. And then the next screen will be an auto insurance designed for you. This is something they can agree to or not. It's up to them. We're not going to report them to their insurance companies based on how they drive. But you've probably seen some of the commercials where you can get a discount based on how well you drive. Well, this app, or this feature of the app, allows us to take how you're driving, how safe you're driving, and shop other insurance companies to see if you can get a lower rate. Doesn't mean that you will get a lower rate. It doesn't mean that, you know, we're going to talk to your current insurance company. It just means based on how you're driving, we may be able to offer you a cheaper insurance rate. And then after that, they're pretty much done. Everything is activated. If the vehicle has Remote Connect, however, there will be one additional step, and that is to hit the Activate Remote Services at the bottom. And what that will do is trigger an email to their email account again with a 6-digit verification code. Then they can take that verification code, go in the vehicle, press the Apps button on the screen, and then the Remote Connect Authorization app. They'll just input that 6-digit verification code, and now within a minute or two, typically, the vehicle should be active, and they would be able to go ahead and demo the Remote Connect feature. From time to time, it may take, depending on the reception, if the vehicle's inside or outside, it may take a little bit longer for the Remote Connect to start to work. And you'll know because on the app, the start button will be grayed out. You won't be able to see the mileage or how much gas is in the tank. But once that appears on the app, you know it's ready to use. And you'll typically get an email or notification that it is ready for you to use. So again, there's a lot of consumer-facing articles on the Engage website, so make sure you're utilizing those. Those you can email to your customers. You can download them, you can print them out, you can hand them to your customers. So those are all good to share with your customers on how these features work. Again, settings and customization of the Toyota app is a great piece you can also print out or send to your customer to give them a little insight on all the different features within the app and how they can manage their account once the trial period is over. Because once that 1-year trial period is up, if they want to go ahead and keep utilizing these features, then they would go ahead and subscribe through the app, just put in their credit card number, and then it would be either a monthly or an annual billing cycle. They get to choose. So $8 a month or $80 a year for those services. So in summary, these features that we have with our connected services, I know sometimes you may think, oh, well, it's kind of a pain, a little extra step to do, but this isn't something that's unique to Toyota. This is something the industry is offering on all vehicles. So we don't want to be the ones that don't offer it. People are looking for this technology. They like the convenience, the safety aspect of Safety Connect. Should they be involved in an accident, need roadside assistance, have an emergency, they can just press a button. Remote Connect, obviously, remote start's been a big seller on vehicles for years. In the winter, this time of the year, people like to start their vehicles, warm it up, melt all the ice off the windshield. So this can be done with their phone. And they're not limited based on distance any longer. They don't need to be within about 60 or 70 feet of the vehicle in that line of sight. They can be anywhere. They can be anywhere in the country and go ahead and remotely start their vehicle or unlock the doors. And if you enroll every customer, obviously it's a very simple process. I know it took us about 10 minutes to explain the whole enrollment process, but it really takes about 2 minutes for the customer to do in reality. They enroll themselves through the app, but make sure you're using the app to enroll. If you've been using Dealer Daily and going through the portal, just be aware that probably within the next 30 days or so, that's going to cease to work. You will not be able to enroll a customer on the portal. The portal will still exist, but you will only be able to go in and see if a vehicle is registered, and then when you take a vehicle in on trade, then you can go ahead and deactivate that account from the first owner so that when you sell it to the next customer, they would be able to register and use those services as well. There's a lot of resources, but probably the best one's going to be the applicability chart, either found on the Engage website or Toyota.com. It's about 5 pages long, but it does give you every vehicle, what models have what head unit standard and optional, what features come, and what the trial periods are for each one of those individual features. So make sure you have that. I would either save it to your desktop on your computer or have it printed out and have it handy. There's one for every year, I think 18, 19, 20, and 21. So you can have the past ones as well if you're selling used vehicles. And then, of course, the VIN scan on the Engage app. That's a great feature specific to each vehicle. So now there's no question. You scan that VIN, it's going to tell you what audio head unit it has, what connected services come with that particular vehicle.